thing that we see here, the pressure. Both lines are up. That's giving me the trend for the buy. Green on top, that's giving me buying pressure. I'm seeing that we have quite a bit of divergence. So I'm not going to expect a lot of push out of the buy for right now. They're both pretty steep. So long term, on the day, we're looking that we could have some buying. Then I move into the majors and minors. Majors and minors are things that we know about them. They like to be extreme. So with this, we've had a reset a few days back here. Whoops, come on. Don't let me be beat by technology. So, and I can check this, right? Back it up. We had an 8. That's a good reset. We're headed up. And so we know that they want to be extreme. Once they've reset at the bottom, they want to go to the top. They want to find the top and they want to come back. So if we pull this out, we can see this behavior. And we can see that when they want to stay in the top, miners tried to leave over here. They got pulled into the top, got that reset, headed down, back to it. Actually a double reset on that one, headed back down. This is what they want to do. They don't want to be here. That's just not for them. So we've had our reset. We're back up to the top for 91. Pressure says that we're starting to come apart. That's starting to tell us, okay, are we exhausted at 91? Miners coming down. Majors staying up. This continues up just a little bit more because of this pattern. And then we'll find a possible turn. We're going to look for, keep our ears open, see if it's letting us say that there's any kind of turn coming this direction. When I get into the TNTs, which is actually my favorite of all the indicators, I've got my strength for the buy. I've got my 2 speeds are against me. My forward looking, I have slow in my favor. So I have a slow trudge uphill for the buy. I'm going to start looking for, listening. Is there any kind of change in direction here? My thick orange is at -8. From -10 down to 0, we get that turn. -91 to 100, we get that turn. So we kind of had the turn already for the snap. At -8, that's all it snapped so far. We got 4 hours and 41 minutes to go. See if this gains any traction. Otherwise, we're probably not done buying. We're probably going to get back to it. Had this snapped harder, I might be looking into that, but all we got out of the deal was -8 on the snap. Let's see if there's anything else that I'm looking at here. I'd say it's just got the 2. Okay, so the day is telling me we're more for a buy, a slow buy, but the day is telling me more for the buy. So now let's take a look at the next one and see if that agrees. So my pressure is, they're both up. No, that didn't help. Let's do it this way. Let's make that extreme for a minute. So they're both pointed up. Green is doing more of the work. And the way I'm saying that is the angle of the green is steeper than the angle of the red, both pointed up. So we're getting more of a buy here than a sell. So both up, trend is for the buy. We have red on top, so we have selling pressure. We look like we are possibly converging, coming back together with red on top. What we're most likely going to see here is a little bit smaller body, a little bit bigger wick out the top, a little bit bigger shadow out the bottom as we go uphill. So it's still headed up. It's going to be just a little bit bumpier of a ride. Majors and minors have had a reset. The minors want to take off for the sell. Majors are holding at the top. This I've seen the setup for as beginning of, if I can find this pattern. Kind of this pattern right here in the middle, but it's upside down. So this is the pattern I'm expecting to happen. Miners will try to pull off and go on their own, separate from the majors, and then get pulled back. So with that being said, put it back there. Back to the beginning of time. So as much as I'm taking an immediate kind of a sell, I'm going to see this get pulled back. Don't have a direction for the long term other than, I mean, I could see a snap here going down, snap going up. I'm going to give more to the buy side because the 1 day is still telling me we got the buy pressure. So whatever happens here on the miners will most likely, because of the other indicators, come back, major stay at the top. The other really big indication here is the fact that the thin orange has stayed. The thick orange wants to go, but I'm getting more flat out of the thin orange. It is not agreeing for the sell. It's saying, hey, this doesn't feel right. I'm going to stay here. When you guys get back, we'll keep going up. So I've got kind of one there. Kind of have a 3 for 4, but not anything great. So we're going to go more for the buy here. We have we're starting to see some immediate selling, but long term we're still shooting for that buy. On the 120, pressure's still both pointed up. It's even steeper than it was at the 240. I've got, so both pointed up, that's my trend. I've got selling pressure on top. So again, look for the smaller body candle, wick, shadow, bigger wick, bigger shadow coming out of that. I'm starting to get a little bit of divergence here. We can see what happens here, but we're still definitely going up. I'm gonna pull this back just a little, get a little better picture. So here is the result of what this looks like it wants to do on 240. So the 120 has cycled through that, drop down, get pulled back, trying to stay in the overbought position because they're not ready to come down. The 240 is just getting into that. This is telling us that we want to continue for the buy. Because we're in the overbought position, we don't have a lot of, don't expect a lot of movement, but we're going to keep trying to drive little green candles into this until Tractor decides to roll. I have, I love this. I have a really great 4 out of 4 here on my 120 TNTs. Now, 4 for 4 does kind of let us know, hey, the pressure's almost out. The exhaustion's almost here. But in the now of this candle, for the next 36 minutes and 2 seconds, this is going to try to pull back. This is going to try to give us more of a sell. After this, after the 35 minutes is over, if your pressure stays up, if your majors and minors stay up, even though your thin and your thick are together, pedal to the metal as best they can, they're trying to fight for the sell. And especially if this shows up as a thick orange trade, negative 87, we are going to look for a possible turn for the buy, which is what we're expecting to happen on the 240. 240. This has stayed. Turn that back around. So far I got 3 for 3. They're all telling me the same story. I just got to listen. Listen and wait. So 35 minutes. We won't be together for that time, but I'll be watching it turn this into more of a buy than the sell that it's retraced on. I can get rid of this. No, I think I can get rid of this. Come on. And you can see the wick out the top is going to be bigger than it has been, indicative of red sell on top versus green on top. All right, so that's the 120, and it's agreeing with everybody else. Now for the 60, it's like we got to redraw these boxes because of time. I have, there we go. All right, so I have both of these still pointed up, red and green. So the trend is still up, buying pressure still on top. So again, looking for candles that have bigger wicks and bigger shadows. I have both of these majors and minors staying at the top. I'm at a 73 value, so I'm not quite to the reset. I've got quite a bit of room to go up, which is great. And they're not awesome or steep. They're just that slow trudge that we've already bent just a little bit. We want to come back. We have some room to keep going. There's definitely space more for the buy. The trend is still in the buy situation. Ooh, this is super awesome. I have another 4 for 4 saying that the pressure, we're running out of pressure here. I just talked about the 4 for 4 here. So how can we have a possible turn for the buy and a possible turn for the sell? Well, we're not. One of these is going to win out. One of these is going to stay. One of these is going to end. Because of the rest of the day, I'm going to give this one stays in a positive buying setup, because if this tries to snap back for a reversal, because it's a 4 for 4, we've run out of pressure. 4 for 4s kind of give us a hint that, hey, there's a possible turn coming. I can't turn for a sell if my majors and minors are up with all that room to go on the value, plus the trend for the pressure at the bottom, which we shouldn't trade against pressure, is all telling me for the buy. This one doesn't turn as well. So as much as this is saying, hey, I have a possible turn, this one won't show. Now, let's see, I've got 3 more minutes. See if I can get through the rest of these two. I normally take like 40 minutes to an hour to slowly go through this and then ask a lot of questions, but we won't be able to do a lot of questions today. I'll have a question, but I can't get to it. Only at the blue line. Why would that be? I'm not sure. Text me when this is over, and we'll go over your charts and my charts to make sure that one of us is not in a bad place. Let's see. I've back test more than 12 days. Yes, thanks, Tim. All right, let me move that camera out of the way, and let's finish this up. So this is also, I like this, that it's not easy to see. I'm going to give direction to whoever is doing the steepest. So where I'm looking is I am trying to use my eyeball on my big screen here as to which one of those looks like the smaller inside angle. And I'm going to give that to the green. I was going to give that to the green. Yeah. I'm going to give that to the green because I think that one's got just a little bit steeper, maybe giving up on me. Look at that one more time. That one's pretty tight right now, but I'm still giving it to the green. It keeps getting a little bit tighter, and of course it's pushing up. So I'm getting more of the buy out of the 30. The 30 is setting up just like the 240 is for that same pattern. Miners want to take away. Majors are trying to stay in the top. I've got 20 left. I had 22 between 20. This is trying to stay in the top till the top of the hour. Here comes the miners taken away from the majors. This will be an interesting what happens next. And on my TNT, wrong tool. I've got thin and thick down, solid blue and dotted blue up. That just formed. That's going to give me, no, that's not a great angle. I'm going to get some definite sell here, which I've got that half hour we were talking about over here on the 240. That we're going to have the rest of that sell into the buy in 30 minutes. So for the cycle of 30, we could have a down and a back, the retracement, the pullback from the majors on the minors. And then let's finish out with the 5, and I'll let you guys go. I'm a minute over. Here we go. All right, so here on the emotional 5 minute, we are in the down pressure, down trend, both. We have trend down because they're both down, pressure down with the red on top. This is emotional. This does not agree with the rest of our chart. So this is going to be a short-lived. This will be one to turn back over. Now, this is just emotional. Stay away from this. Then down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so guys, this is how I teach when people come to me and say, I don't understand. This is what I go over. If you want to take this from me, chop it up like this, show them, coach them. If you got questions, you want to challenge me on how I see this, I would love to learn from you as much as I'm hoping that I'm teaching you guys. This has been really fun. Thank you very much for letting me back on here. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Be safe trading. Thanks.